Finally, something I've been waiting for years has happened. We've got a full grid of British touring cars to race. Recently, Studio 397 added the final car to complete this puzzle, the Cupra Leon. This has come with the addition of all 2023 liveries for the other vehicles already in the sim. The Cupra has a 350 horsepower 2-litre turbo engine which delivers power to the front wheels via a fly-by-wire throttle and an X-Track 6-speed sequential gear shift and diff. Front-wheel drive cars appear to be an acquired taste within sim racing. Honestly, I'm not sure why, as they present something different and vary the challenge of everything traditionally being rear-wheel drive. Though with front-wheel drive cars, it's even more important to realise that you've got a finite amount of grip available to you. Acceleration, turning and braking are all going through the front tyres. Obviously, when you've got a rear-wheel drive car, you're loading up the back end with that acceleration force. This has raised an interesting conversation about balance, one I'd love your opinion on. When I drive the Cupra, I find it nimble and extremely drivable, but you do have to think about the power on understeer and lift off oversteer. Very normal characteristics for front wheel drive cars. When driving rear wheel drive cars like the BMW, you have to be mindful of corner exits, that is power on oversteer. I'd be interested to know your experiences with the balance of this. My thinking is that the tyres will last much longer on rear wheel drive cars, making them much stronger towards the end of the race. But because there's so much force at the front of cars like the Cupra, I expect them to be stronger near the start of races. Either way, if you've driven these cars, let me know down below your experiences with these things. One thing that's immediately clear to me when driving the Cupra, or for that matter any of these cars, is that they're absolutely begging for league racing. They're absolutely perfect for it, so long as the balance of performance is adjusted accordingly moving forward by Studio 397. On this point, it's worth mentioning a few things. In a recent update, it became possible to take part in online races while you only own one of the vehicles taking part in the event. So you can get involved in a BTCC League for as little as £4.33, purchasing just one of the cars, so long as the league uses free tracks. You can also pick up the sim itself for super cheap when it's on sale too. This is a really cheap financial hurdle to get involved with one of the best simulators there is. If you want to know more about rFactor 2, I made a video about if it's worth it in 2023. The link should be in the top corner now. The next thing I'd mention is Low Fuel Motorsport. This is a free, structured online racing platform. They specifically have a BTCC series, so you can join that site and get involved with a BTCC series and get racing online. I've also made a video about this, and that's linked in the top corner now too. But what a selection the 2023 field provides. The i30 Fastback N, the BMW 330e, the Ford Focus ST, the Toyota Corolla, the Honda Civic, the Cupra Leon, the Vauxhall Astra, and the Infiniti Q50. Front and rear wheel drive, and a big difference in silhouettes of the cars too. It just makes it fun to see a full grid of them battling. Please do make sure you drop a like on the video, guys and girls. It shows the YouTube gods that people actually do like this content. And please also consider hitting that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification button, so you get notified every time I post new content. With these cars, you can also get some touring car tracks too, including Croft, Donington, Thruxton and Brands Hatch. These are all purchase worthy anyway, well worth checking out. Certainly Donington and Brands Hatch can be used with many other types of vehicle, especially classes such as the ever popular GT3. Both tracks are part of the British GT series after all. With the release of this content, it's worth mentioning too that they fixed the bug where BTCC cars would roll over. I'm not sure why this was happening. I can only guess that it was to do with too much lateral grip for the tyres on AI cars. I'll end with saying that I hope the parent company for Studio 397 Motorsport Games can find a way to get this content to consoles sooner rather than later. While I'm lucky and equipped to enjoy this content, I know there are a huge number of fans who would lap up this content if they could bring it to consoles. It's all so much of a mess, and a real shame this has ended up being the only outlet for this content so far. Do you have any thoughts on this? Have you picked up this content? If so, which is your favourite car and track from the pack? Let me know down below, and I'll see you on track.